Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Asha and today I'm just going to show you guys how I cut my hair at home. I'm just going to give myself a really little trim and I've actually done this kind of recently, but I thought that I should show you guys how I do it. I've had a few of my friends ask me how I cut my hair because they know I do it as well at home, and a lot of them just want to quickly trim their hair at home. I just want to say be very, very careful. Don't go too crazy, just a mini trim. It's not like you're in here for a long time. It's just really to get your split ends. So don't try and style it, if you know what I mean. But basically what I've done is I've put my hair to two sides and put it into the shape that the parting that I want it as well. It is currently pretty wet, so I've just got my paddle brush, which I have already combed my hair with a wide tooth comb, so don't worry about that. Okay, perfect. So once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and take your one side. Now, a lot of people have thick hair, so you could do this in more sections. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull it straight. Now that I've done that, I'm just going to put it in front of me. It's actually pretty straight already, but I'm just going to quickly straighten the edge. I've actually trimmed my hair recently, so I'm not going to go overboard. But you could definitely take, you know, like a good centimetre or 2 centimetres or an inch, whatever you want to call it, off. I'm just going to go ahead, I'm just going to do this a couple of times so that I know that it's definitely straight. Perfect. So I'm getting the exact same kind of shape. Okay, so now I'm going to do it on the other side. I'm just going to make sure that they are even, just with my eye real quick, and then I'm going to do the same thing. We will even them out the same in a minute. So I'm just going to do the same thing like I did the other side, just brushing my hair a few times, making sure that my head is straight, and then coming up again. So basically I'm just making sure that these are the same, just by kind of laying everything out. Then I'm going to go ahead and take 2 sections from the back from each side. So one there, pull it in the back, and the other one here. And I'm just going to meet them in the middle. So I'm meeting them in the middle and I'm holding them separately, straight up. And I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that they are the same. Take my hairbrush. So I'm really straightening them through. So now that I've done both, and I feel like they look really even just by looking at it in eye, I'm just going to brush my hair all together. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn around and look in my mirror. Everything in the back looks normal and leveled out, nothing is different. However, what's going on is I'm getting a lot of this. So there's a lot of length at the back. Now to stop that, what you want to do is take your hair like this, and then the bottom bit you're going to trim by just going like that. So not all of the hair, basically you're going to take out anything from the front of your hair because you know that that's not causing length, except maybe this bit, but you'll get back to that. Again, going straight, and we're going to go ahead and trim this, not like that, like this. Okay, so now that I've got my head on a straight angle, I'm going to go ahead and hold it like this, and this should be longer than that. So basically I'm going to go on a slight angle and cut the bottom part so that there's an angle there, and then I'm just going to go ahead and trim upwards all the way through, so you can see that there is an angle going on, so that the back is not quite as long as the front. I still want it to look good though when it's all down at the front, so I don't want it to be like obviously shorter here. So I don't mind my V, I actually don't mind it, but I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be like this. So the more you do that, the better. Okay, so now I've got the shape. I'm going to go ahead and take my top layer and just trim everything. So top layer all the way through, Cool, so I've got that one there. Just gonna trim that and then just go ahead. So I've trimmed a little bit off and I'm just gonna go ahead and go like that. Taking the next layer, I'm gonna go ahead and keep them in separate divisions, but I am going to make sure that I cut the top layer a little bit shorter, not much shorter because it's still only 2 layers apart. So this one, okay, so that's that one there. Gonna trim it a little bit and do the same. It's only about 1/2 centimeter difference, so they should kind of look like one big fat layer together. Now what I'm gonna do is take that layer, those two together as one layer, grab it all the way through, twist it like this, and then again trim. And it doesn't need to be perfect. That's what I like about this hairstyle, is it's just kind of like soft, natural layers, so nothing should be perfect. Okay, I've got my next length, which is just a little trim. I'm actually hardly taking any off, okay, because I can feel that it's part of the length of my hair. Next up, the last layer, which is this part underneath here. So also the little bit from the back of my head, but I will get round to that anyway. Same thing again, this one's already kind of been done like before, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing, following the shape that I've already got on it. So this part's longer, twist it, perfect, and it should look pretty straight. I mean, you can tell that's a bit shorter, so that's fine. I'm taking my time with this one because this is more for style than trimming, because I already have trimmed this area. So now that my hair is getting a little bit dry, I'm just kind of fluffing it and playing around with it and just looking in the mirror to make sure that there is nothing that looks strange. So now I'm just going to go ahead and just take a little bit of hair at the front, and I'm just going to go ahead and just take a tiny little bit off. I don't know why, I don't think that's what hairdressers do, but it works for me. Just in the front bits. Just creates a little bit of definition around my face, and when my hair is tied up I can kind of have these bits out as well. Okay, perfect. So I can feel that there's some layers in this and that my hair is healthy. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm feeling my hair and I'm taking everything from the nape, is that what it's called, a nape? From the back of my head, the very bottom of the back of my head, which is like this hair right here. I can feel the hair that I'm grabbing. I'm not trying to get it from anywhere else. Perfect. I'm just gonna go ahead and trim that even more. The other side I basically do exactly the same. So I'll do the same steps that I've done the whole way through, and then I'll get back to you for the front part. So this side's a lot drier as well, which I have to remember, but when I'm looking at the length, I can see that they are the same. So now I'm just gonna compare the nape. Okay, this side's still a little bit long, so I'm just gonna go ahead and trim that a bit more. When I'm trimming, I'm talking like 2 centimeter trim. Yeah, not much at all when I'm doing it, by the way. I'm literally just using the tip of the scissors. And that way, if I go too long, if I go too short, then it's easy to fix up on the other side, and it's really just about like another centimeter difference. And that way you're never gonna come out with like, whoa, what have I done? How much have I cut off? This is just a trim, by the way, not a cut. Starting out with the same parting as this, so I'm just going to go ahead and ignore the whole middle section of my hair, flick that to the side and put a clip in it. Just going to go ahead and trim this slightly. Cool. So I've taken about 1 centimeter off, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing, and then I'm going to twist like that. Taking the next layer, which should be the same. I'm just going a little bit further down below it, just a touch. And then the next layer, which is the last layer. You don't want to go too short with this, obviously, but you just needs a little, it needs to be a little bit shorter. Okay, because this is the best part of my hair, as you can see, you don't want to go too crazy. So it's already been trimmed, so you just kind of need to look at it and see where the bits that are sticking out are. So like big chunks, and kind of leave it at that. I'm just feeling it, just making sure that everything feels and looks the same. I'm just going to go ahead and unclip that. So I need to create the same length. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take this part, just this little bit right here, and I'm going to go ahead and take a thickened version on this side, because there's more hair on this side. And I'm just going to pull them both together in the front. So I'm just going to match it up. So first of all, trimming, like so. Let everything go back to normal. And now I have something to follow for the rest of my hair. And you can see it's a lot shorter than the rest. I'm just going to go ahead and actually do it properly. So taking the scissors on an angle, going up, making the front shorter and the back a bit longer. And then twisting and doing the same thing. Front shorter, back longer. Cool. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take the next layer, just a little bit longer. So I can see, now if I need a little bit of help to figure out where everything is, there is the shortest. So I know that I need to trim this quite heavily. Now, a lot of people's layers go all the way around their head. Because I can't see the back of my head, I don't risk it. I'd rather just go to the hairdresser for that, so. Okay, so now you can see it's looking a little bit jagged. I'm just gonna go ahead and soften everything. So I'm looking in the mirror, and you can see that it's just needing a little bit more softness. So I'm just gonna come up here and blend those together. So this needs to be a bit shorter. I don't want these two to be the same length, because then I'm going to end up with this part longer than this part as it goes around my face, because it's got a longer way to go. So yeah, they need to end at the same place, not be the same length. A little bit shorter, just a little bit, but not much. And then when I pull all my hair back to the front, there should be some layers going on. So you've got these shorter ones, longer ones, even longer, and then of course the longest. Okay, cool. Now I'm just going to go ahead and take sections from the back and pull that right over my head, and I am keeping everything as straight and as level as possible, as you can see. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I can see that nothing looks irregular. Trimming it just a touch, nothing crazy. Because like I said, I'm not looking to get layers, I'm just looking to even it out. Again, I'm taking another big back section. Really be pulling on my hair while it's wet. Okay, so be careful when your hair's wet. Okay, cool. So now I can see these are all being tugged fully. I do need to trim that a little bit like that to even it out. And I'm left with the last section. And again, you can see that it's almost the same, except for one random big piece. I don't know when that stopped recording, but I basically went all the way around to the back of my head. Nice trim, super easy, everything looks the same. Little bit of shape, but nothing too crazy. And you can see my hair looks nice and healthy. So, okay, so obviously it's not styled, and it's kind of dried as we've been doing this. It feels really, really good. This part's a little bit scary for me. Went a little bit overboard, but I know when it's actually styled rather than curling into my face. When it's actually styled, I'm gonna love it, so. Everything feels good, and you can see it looks even. And then I'll show you guys the back. Hopefully you guys can see the back. So that's the back. And yeah, obviously with the style, it's gonna look a lot better. But I like to let my hair dry naturally, so yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a little bit of something. Honestly, I am not a professional at all. My mum used to cut her hair all the time from home and cut my own hair, so I kind of just learned from her. Honestly, this is literally just in case you're sitting at home going, ooh, my hair looks disgusting, it's got split ends and I can't handle it, then maybe just doing this will help you. But this is in no way a professional video. It's literally just because I've got friends that know me, that know that I cut my own hair in between haircuts, and yeah, so that's basically the reason I wanted to show you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you guys enjoy videos like this one, then please subscribe down below and like this video. Comment down below and let me know what you guys would like to see me do next on my channel. I hope you all are staying safe and having a lovely day, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!